Welcome to the Chasing Tone Podcast. I'm Brian Wappler.
I'm Max Jeffrey.
And today we talk about running time-based effects in front of a distorted amp versus the effects loop. We talk about digital effects versus analog effects. And then we have a new segment called the Pedal Vault that you got to check out. So with that, let's get into the first question.
Sean Hebert writes in, show the difference between running time-based pedals through the effects loop of an amp rather than the front.
Well, Sean, actually, we will demonstrate that for you. We're running a Egnator Tweaker 40 and Whitfield Stratocaster, and I'm going into a turbo tuner, of course, and which is the best.
The worst tuner.
It's my favorite tuner right now. It's equally on par with my TC.
You need no TC. If you're listening, Brian's wrong. I don't condone this at all.
I'm a sucker for tuners, so prove me wrong.
That tuner, it sucks.
If you make tuners, no, I'm kidding. I like the TC stuff too, but I do like that turbo tuner. It's just I've grown attached to it.
Well, what's if it accidentally died in a fire? Then what would happen?
I would beg somebody for another tuner.
You and Alex Clay are the only two people in the world that have that tuner.
And notice we're the two coolest people in the world. No. I keep trying to get everybody to believe it. They don't believe it though.
Keep
okay.
trying.
Anyways, so we're going from that into the Nirvana chorus, which is discontinued, into the Boss digital delay, and right now I'm on the gain channel of the amp. So the tone sounds like this.
Talk about your Toys R Us riffs right there.
You're right.
Your mom has to write a note with that riff. I don't know what that even means. It just sounds negative.
That's that. You don't have to get sexual. That's just weird.
That's just weird.
Okay, so I lost my train of thought. So I know. So okay, that's our clean tone. So with the chorus on. So it does. It still does the chorusy sound, but it's not as good as it could be. We'll demonstrate why in just a minute. The delay in front of distortion sounds like this, and using a Boss DD2. So it sounds like a little aggressive, gnarly, nasty kind of.
A little more edgy.
Yeah. So what's really going on here, Sean, is we are taking the delay in this example, and we're distorting those repeats rather than taking a distortion and delaying that distorted sound, right? So it's just a whole different thing. It just works different. It sounds different. It's not the best way to use a time-based effect in this situation. Now, sometimes you're using an amp without that input or that effect send and return, and so you have no choice, right?
Like I intended. No choice with pedals. Sorry.
So
got weird for a second. I'm sorry.
Sure, we'll go there. So I mean, if in that situation, then the only thing I would know to tell you is to have your tech put an effects loop in, which if you're using a vintage amp, probably is going to happen. But another thing you can do is use distortion pedals, turn your amp down. Another thing you can do is just ignore this and just play and forget about it.
Whatever sounds best.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get a suitable thing. You turn the delay down a little bit. The distortion actually makes the level of the delays do kind of funky things.
Oh, really?
The repeats kind of get weird when you're using distortion after it. So I mean, you can hear it gets a little cleaner at the end.
A little jumbly though.
Yeah,
right
but
first.
it's it's just like the first notes or the first repeats are distorted a bunch. The last notes aren't as distorted, and it's because of the same reason you turn your volume down and clean stuff up. You're just the signal isn't hitting that amp near as hard.
Don't trust it. It's not to be trusted, folks at home.
So never. So let's run it through the effects loop and try it then. All right, Sean. So I want to make sure I was clear last time. I was going into the input of a dirty channel on the Egnator tweaker. Now I'm going through the effects loop. I have the chorus and the delay through the effects loop. So with that the same, get nothing changed on the gain channel. Only thing that moved are these two pedals. The delay now sounds like this. And you'll notice I actually have to have the level up a little bit more. That's just because the gain channel isn't amplifying that echo. So whenever you are doing, something that involves a little more layered delay, so it's more natural. It just sounds like a more natural delay. Now we're actually delaying the distorted signal. Same thing with chorus, just a different sound.
It's like way sweepier.
Much more.
Almost flange-ish.
It's a little bit. It's like a light flange almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really don't trust that. I like it through the front better.
You may have some trust.
I probably do.
You like it through the front better?
Somewhere at chorus pedals. Let
Oh
me know.
my gosh! Let it be known. Hashtag Max likes it through the front.
I don't know what that even means.
My kids can't watch this now.
I don't know what that means. I just know I don't like the chorus.
Now we have to put an explicit on this.
Brian likes it better through the back. Is that what we're saying? Anyways, chorus pedals sound weird through the effects loop. Not to be trusted.
Exactly. So, and do you hear the hum? I don't know if you can pick up the hum on the mics. But that's actually, these Egnators actually have a fan on them, like an actual
Kicks
fan.
in like a computer.
Yeah. So I mean, like I can hear all that stuff in here. Sounds like we have a big fan on. So, anyways, all right, that's your answer, Sean.
Ryan O'Connor writes in, I want to know your take on analog versus digital. I've heard digital turns your signal into ones and zeros.
Yes, Ryan, that's very true. Whenever you have a pedal that is digital, as long as it takes the entire signal and converts it to digital and then back to analog, it does turn it into ones and zeros. We could get really, really nerdy on here, but I'll just let you Google that for a little more detail. But let's just say...
Part of the matrix.
Yeah, it's part of the matrix. It's the blue pill. So, yeah, so to kind of demonstrate that, I thought the best way would be to bring out one of the all-time best
Oh, yeah, sure.
digital distortions. One of my favorites that I grew up with, the Digitech RP6. So, let's say that you're in maybe like a warrant mood, or maybe, like old-time docking, breaking the chains type of mood.
Sure.
That's a different Dockin' album, but that's...
Yeah, when they made this pedal, floppy disks were still a thing. Just tossing that out there. Like the Oregon Trail is still a popular video game.
Okay, then. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you hear, like, this distortion... And that's after I tried to make it sound better. So,
try harder.
So let's try that. Your typical metal distortion with an analog type of distortion.
Boom.
See what happens. All right, Ryan. So I'm running through our triple rec, and just so you know, for this demonstration and through the RP6, I'm going through a deluxe reverb. So with the triple rec on an analog distortion. This is one of the sounds from the. So a little more organic. You can feel it a lot more.
warmer.
Yeah, definitely. Has more feel to it. Has more natural compression, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And it just you feel more connected to it. I mean, because really, it's just the lack of digital conversion. You know.
Are you allowed to say balls? Has more balls?
Sure.
Has more balls.
Yes, it does. There's other pedals, like for example, let's talk delays. For example, you can have a digital delay that, like for example, our Fotape Echo, the regular signal stays analog, and then the effect of the delay is actually layered in parallel, so that even though it's technically a digital effect, the effect is in parallel, and your guitar signal stays analog. You know?
Okay, so like, yeah, so your signal basically isn't like altered by any digital components until the very end.
It just goes straight through, and then the effect is layered on top, like a
Gotcha.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter and jelly. So I know exactly what I'm doing when I get home.
So, yeah, so that's the big thing there. I mean, and the truth is, in recent years, the digital analog converters have gotten a lot better. So you'll find stuff like the old Digitech stuff, which by today's standards, sucks pretty bad, right? But
None of these.
the newer, even the newer digital stuff. Let's take Fractal for example. It's pretty good sounding.
They're pretty darn close.
Or
man.
Kemper or anything like that. I mean, it's technologies came a long way. So, but I still there's still a connection with analog that it's hard to replicate with digital. So, hope that answers your question. So with that, let's go to our newest segment.
The pedal vaults.
All right, let's check out what we got here.
Peter Frampton, eat your heart out. Man, yeah. Let me see. Who even needs like backup singers with this?
Here, let me give it some volume. So the pedal
that I chose.
is obviously the Miku. Is that pronunciation?
Sure. Miku? Maiku?
Yeah. Stomp.
Yuku?
So, this has been out for a little bit. It definitely is known for a tone.
There's different stuff on here, man.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I like the mode.
Yeah. So give
Is
it
it, ah!
so give it a try. You got to pick. It sounds like if I was singing.
Yeah, it sounds like robots getting murdered.
Let's do scat.
Sounds like Louis Armstrong out there. Bless you. I got nothing here.
Okay, so let's try that with the tone generator.
Tube screamer out there.
Yeah.
Nice and warmth. I don't know what's happening right now. We've entered a very dark place. Me too.
Yeah, so that's the pedal of the week
Yeah, from the pedal vault.
for that pedal vault.
We'll get better. It's our first time. Leave us alone.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the show this week. If you're listening on iTunes, please leave us a review on there. If you have any questions, send it to podcast@wamplerpedals.com. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you leave us a comment. And what else?
Want me to play you out?
Huh?
Want me to play us
Oh,
out?
do it, man. Do it to it.
Till next week.
Till next week.